I'm Chip Bagnoni, Product Specialist with Acteon North America. I'm here today with PIEZOTOME 2, piezoelectric surgery device, and we're going to be talking about how to change the parameters and settings with the color touch-sensitive control screen of the PIEZOTOME 2 device. As you may know, one of the exclusive features of PIEZOTOME 2 is that we have two handpiece connector ports on the device so that you could actually have two surgical handpieces connected at the same time during the same surgery. For example, if you're doing a sinus lift procedure, you can have your cutting instruments on one handpiece and your membrane detachment tip on the other handpiece for faster procedure. If you want to switch which handpiece is active, all you need to do is look at which side is highlighted. So for right now, we have the left side activated. If you want to activate the right handpiece, you simply touch that icon and then the right handpiece will be activated. But just to make sure, if you ever only have one handpiece plugged in, just make sure that the same side is activated as the handpiece. Because if you don't, if you have the opposite side activated and you hit the foot pedal, it will give you an alert to let you know that the wrong side is activated. So if you do ever get this alarm, simply change the side that's activated and then you should have no problem at all. So taking a look at the left side of the color touch sensitive screen, this is your irrigation control area. The top button is your prime and purge button. This will activate irrigation at a top flow rate to either prime the handpiece so that there's a good flow of irrigation to cool the tip while doing your surgery. It's also designed to flush the irrigation line when you're finished your surgery to make sure that there's no saline or sterile water left in the irrigation line prior to autoclaving it. So when you hit this button, it activates irrigation at full flow rate to make sure that there's a good flow of irrigation. When you let go of the button, it will automatically stop. The next window down lets you know what your flow rate is in milliliters per minute. This is very accurate, and we have studies that show due to our precise flow rate and accurate flow rate with our irrigation that we produce less bone heating than other devices on the market. The next icon down here, which looks like a shower head, allows you to turn your irrigation on or off. When it's highlighted, it's on, and when it's deselected, your irrigation is off. The bottom two buttons here, the plus and minus button, allows you to increase or decrease the irrigation in 10 milliliter per minute increments. Right now we have it set for 80 milliliters per minute. You can actually increase it to a maximum of 120 milliliters per minute, all the way down to 10 milliliters per minute. The PIEZOTOME 2, like PIEZOTOME 1, has four main power modes. These four modes correspond to the four bone density types. So when you're working in type 1 bone, you want to work in D1. This is your highest power level. If you're working in type 2 bone, you can select D2. In type 3 bone, you can work in D3. And in type 4 bone, you'll most likely want to work in D4. D4 is also the recommended power level when you're detaching the Schneiderian membrane from the bone when you're performing a lateral window sinus lift. In the center, what we've added, due to the increased power of PIEZOTOME 2, we've added a fine adjustment power control. So for each of the modes 1 through 4, you have a fine adjustment of 1 through 5. So for D1, you have 1 through 5, D2, you have 1 through 5, and so on and so forth. All the way to the right is your options screen. The top button on the left allows you to activate or deactivate the LED light in the handpiece. When it's highlighted, your LED light will come on each time you press the foot pedal. As you know, with PIEZOTOME 2, we're the first to have an autoclavable LED lit handpiece for surgery. As you may know, LED is brighter, lasts longer, and it doesn't produce any heat, unlike your halogen-based fiber optic lit handpieces. The next icon down allows you to control the intensity of the ultrasonics with your foot pedal. So when this icon is activated, you can activate the ultrasonics and control its intensity with the foot pedal. When this is deselected, it will only have an on-off feature. This next little window that's down is your error signal window. If that ever illuminates, as I mentioned earlier, just double check to make sure that the same side is activated as the handpiece is plugged into. If not, then call our 800 number and arrange to have it sent in for repair. The bottom right icon, which looks like a small computer disk, is your save option. This allows you to save within each of the 4 power modes your fine adjustment setting, your irrigation setting, and any of the options that you have. So once you hit this button, it will make a tone sound, and that will let you know that each time you come back to mode 1, your irrigation flow rate will be at 70 milliliters per minute, and your fine adjustment power setting will be at 3. Now let's take a look at the multifunction foot pedal. With PIEZOTOME 2, like PIEZOTOME 1, we made the foot pedal a multifunction aspect that controls many of the same controls that you can use with the color touch control screen. So, taking a look at the foot pedal, starting at the top left black button, that allows you to turn your irrigation on and off. The bottom left button allows you to scroll through your power modes, D1 through D4. The large pedal in the middle activates or deactivates the ultrasonics. The top right black button allows you to select which handpiece is active. It toggles from left to right. The bottom right button allows you to use the prime and purge function, which activates only the irrigation. That concludes our tutorial on the controls of the PIEZOTOME 2. Thank you very much for your time, and if you need more in-depth explanations on the controls, please visit the video section of the Acteon North America website and click on the PIEZOTOME 2 Implant Center 2 Quick Start Guide. Thank you very much.